Hey! Subscribing and liking the vids does go a long way on the channel. But what if you want to support me even further? And I have something for you, acolytes. I have a Patreon with 4 tiers going up to £30 is the max, so easily affordable. And if you want to go a step further, subscribing to my Patreon will give you many special benefits like early access to my videos and behind the scenes content. So you'll get many gifts in return for supporting me and the channel. So the link is in the description, and thank you for helping me in the long run. Let's get on with the video! How you doing, acolytes and TheOracle? Welcome to another investigation. And you wouldn't think I would have a commentary video out this year. You think I'll be one, I'm done, on to the next year. But no, I'm doing the second one this year. And it's the first thing you didn't really expect. I didn't really expect either. But you know, this just came out of the blue to do this one. But yes, it's a YouTuber, subpar YouTuber creator called Beckett.
Who?
Oh, this guy.
Hey kids, ever been so woke that you admitted to wanting open distribution and legalization of CP? I know I have.
Oh dear, we are in trouble.
Yes, you may think that he looks like someone. That he kinda does.
Admitted to wanting open distribution and legalization of CP? I know I have.
And don't worry, he's definitely not a real life model of King Henry VIII. This is an actual real person. And he's just a very subpar commentary YouTuber that's got into all kinds of controversies just this year alone. Just this year alone. Which we'll be getting into. And we'll be definitely getting into it. You may be confused on why when looking for his socials, including his YouTube and Twitter, are completely gone. Well, that's a long story that involves minors.
You what?
All this is gonna flow to that like you're on a river. A very fast river heading to a waterfall crashing down below. It's gonna be messy, but looking in like this your entire life it's gonna be. So let's get into the story of the YouTube nobody who thought he was big shit, but in reality is a huge pile of sloppy diarrhea that people want to avoid stepping in. Let's investigate Beckett.
The crap and the gunk on top of it is just hideous. That's not right. Whoa, that was nasty.
So let's check out his content then, shall we?
Marks protected by who knows, slipping, about to get exposed, creeping into the chats of those kids. Boy, you're criminal, abusing all of those under you, scamming them for a buck or two, asking them to buy all your news online.
Sorry that Oracle broke after that. Hellish thing to watch. Apologies for unleashing that ungodly levels of cringe upon you. Oh. But yes, his content is nothing but insecure, self-projecting and mimicking others with cringy skits and lacks any real personality, wanting to be the likes of Oggy or TheOracle, but lacking any real charisma to do so.
He's actually going to pay out for her OnlyFans to see what she's doing right now.
You know, he sure does sound like someone.
Yeah, you know, my mum and dad have always been there since I was 7 or 8, when I first started playing Sunday League football. They've been every game
at the moment, like
till
little
now.
I'm not comparing you to David Beckham because David Beckham's an all-playing legend. I'm not comparing you to him because you got the same annoying fuckwit voice. Throughout these videos you can see a full hit list, or in his case shit list, that contains stardust, random hashtags and more. I think he's a cool hitman like Agent 47, but with the intelligent skills of Johnny English. So stop trying to appear as a commentary hard man, Craig. You're literally the arm show and going up against bigger commentators. And this is what we're going into shortly. So that's his content. I don't know how he managed a massive amount of subs on this. Probably on Mama Max's channel, and people probably enjoy Brussels sprouts, as people who eat them have no taste. But let's just forget what he said about the victim, shall we?
And if there was any criticism I could give to Max on this, apart from his previous taste in partners, is that he might just need to be a bit more colder and harsher to people like this.
So earlier in the year, he decided to go into the war with the commentary community. And who else, of course? Augie and Nick DeOrio. Do you have a fucking death wish, mate?
Yup!
So against the advice of his own common sense, when he didn't really have any to begin with, as he thought his Mama Max victim video was going to be magnificent magnum opus that shocks everyone, but really turned out to be the crappy scribble done by the retarded kid in the corner, as the story by then was deader than his YouTube career. So because of that, in his infinite wisdom, he calls his insecure ego, decides to lash out at the entire commentary community, mainly Augie, Nick and many others. Apologies for the images being a bit blurry as they're from a video, but basically started with Nick going on about looking into the Mama Max stuff, with a very salty Craig quote retweeting, TheOracle. Definitely not subtle there, but ironic since you look way fatter. I would tag you, but you have me blocked. It's been coming up a month since this comment. I know you looked into it behind the scenes. Well, his video has been out over a week. His video didn't do what he wanted to do, by the way, regardless if he got 40k views. And he's pulling a King John from Robin Hood. Nick then replies, "This is why I have you blocked, Schizo Craig Beckett. Apply lotion to burn hand. I have no idea what you want me to say anything about," and goes to say he hasn't seen his obvious subpar video, and talk to Mama Max about the accusations. Nick then says what issue Craig has here, and I don't think it's the Korn album itself, but his thirst for attention. Craig then replies and says, "Instead of addressing the point that you said you would have when," he had a stroke here I guess, and goes on to say, "with more evidence came into light, you immediately went for the put down and a rather simple thing to grasp. You would know a lot about a simple thing to grasp, Craig, and commentary isn't it."
That's a surprise tool that can help us later.
Nick goes on to say, "What evidence came out? Where can you document me ignoring it? And what side Craig is on?" As Craig is always beginning to cry in the corner for attention, and he already knows he's losing this. Craig laughingly replies that he's on the side of truth. And that couldn't have aged well, or honestly. That couldn't have aged so well. Nick replies that even more burns by referring Craig as a clout goblin. I would say a clout Snorlax is the preferred term. At this point Craig is already floating dead in the water for even trying to combat Nick. Augie then comes in to finish his tool up for good, and he says, "Lama, what are you spurging?" And we're putting spurging lightly here. Craig bitches him more with, he said he addressed it, but didn't. Decided to talk about it, but got called schizophrenic. And he claiming he predicted this apparently. Okay, Nostradamus. Augie asked, "What do you want him to do? Pat your ass and tell you did a good job?" I think Craig will like that in the showers. Seems like it's kind of his thing. Craig just replies with more whimsy comments. Augie's biggest statement here, as he completely blows Craig's mind with logic, as he said, "Why would Nick even follow through on something he didn't cover?" And it's cringe to force people to have a take on something. Craig is now blown into smithereens. The next few images are just Nick and Augie just clowning on Craig at this point, as he literally has nothing to back anything up. he has said, so better to move on than just see more crying. Apparently Craig wrote a real cringe letter and it's basically just him attaining damage control by doing way more damage. It reads, "First, as I said multiple times at this point, these things aren't debates. They are slagging matches to see who the audience want to cheer for. Oh, little Craigie is scared of a debate because he has poo brain." Then he makes a random Warhammer reference. Bruh, you ain't cool enough to do that. And he goes on to say, you have to snap it on a dime and have answers for every minuscule point the aggressor wants to make. Finally he adds, I admitted very openly that I suck at debates. Well, Craig, like Dark Souls. Get good, bitch! Also, a few months passed after this and he still has beef with both of them. And to show how narcissistic Craig is himself, Craig thought Augie was talking about his terminally ill mother, with Augie literally calling him stupid, and not everything is about him. His ego, on the other hand...
You don't know what you're talking about, fat ass! No! Me, nah! You guys, yeah! Maybe a little more than yeah.
So again with his infinite wisdom, Craig tweets, I am so glad to hear that my argument about not relying on unfounded words has to be thwarted by unfounded words. Truly stunning. Yes, nothing has been seen since William Shakespeare had this such brilliance of poetry. Brilliant of poetry that could lighten up the world in itself. Nothing can amass to this wisdom we have found here, this untainted wisdom. Just better than William Shakespeare itself, just untainted godly wisdom. Craig again in his genius thinking quotes John Cleese of all people about a Fox News quote and compares it to the commentary community. He's just mad that it wasn't that interesting, and if you dislike it, why are you still in it? The last image is where a commentary Rizzling Goth girl from the mystical land of Wales, I mean they haven't really been there so I assume it is, Hannah Animal herself comes in to dunk on Craig herself and she says, you feel wrong, spare the time being smug and belittling the women involved. And yes, Craig has harassed the Mama Max girls for completely no reason, I might ask. And after another Craig notice me tweet, Hannah finishes him off by saying, I'm addressing you because you're a smug twat. And in the coffin he goes. Remember, this whole spaz attack towards the community was because his videos didn't get enough attention basically. And that his big Mama Max video didn't do what was intended. Just not realising that he didn't bring anything new to the table except, well, an ego built from insecurities that was already there. And it's about to get even worse. So yeah, that basically covers all the war we had with the commentary community. And this is why you ain't suited for commentary, Craig. You're stupid, and these people would probably agree with me.
Craig, you're too stupid for commentary.
Yep.
Too stupid for commentary.
Please give me the attention that my narcissistic fucking ass thinks that I deserve.
Situation, apparently, right? Also, you can tell he sucks because he has a fucking card. Only women use these. Literally only... I've only known women that use these fucking, like, card.
The further war of the commentary community, early this year, Tipster got into some little drama with his, you know, his favourite type of attire, type of woman, you know, genre woman. So back in like May, June, around that time, Tipster had several DMs released by a woman by the name of AP, who before all of this was my only ever interaction with her. Fire blazed in the community and everyone was going bananas.
Dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
So all of this drama pointing Tipster as someone who's going behind his wife's back unfolded like this. So it basically starts on an entirely different app and I don't know what this is on, but it shows, hey, what the fuck, Lamau, just literally open the app. Tipster as usual is up and can't sleep and he should be because it's a work night. AP replies by saying that's no good and her neighbour is doing her hair into a mohawk.
That's fucking metal as fuck, dude!
This is clearly a different convo, this is back on Twitter and a different day entirely. They're talking about Twitter stuff, about AP, complaining about private quote retweets. And we do all hate this image with a passion. And after another Craig notice me tweet, Hannah Animal herself comes in to dunk on Craig herself and says, you feel wrong, spare the time being smug and belittling the women involved. And yes, Craig has harassed the Mama Max girls for completely no reason. But the most important thing is at the bottom, Goth Mummy could get it. And that's where the angels sang as the most glorious meme was born. Another conversation at a different time about Tipster being back from Vegas, and you wonder what he did there. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, folks. And it's mainly talking about it with AP, while C mentions about rubbing her butt on people. Hope that thing is fat! This here is Tipster, I believe, confronting AP after being on a stream with someone a bit was being made fun of. I don't know what stream this is, but I think in Bo Black's is.
Real friend. Sorry I'm not online 24/7 in Tipster's Discord trying to get that fucking big sloppy toppy, dude. That big fucking tip, dude.
Steen joined Oggies till all this came out. Imagine being clowned on by this guy. A new conversation about mainly Tipster loving goth chicks and saying he has a thing for them, with the next image of a selfie of AP with Tipster saying she's hot. And yeah, can't disagree. Neither. AP can definitely get it. And yes, Tipster is right, goth women are hot, and with me, I follow the most finest of goth girls that ever have the pleasure to enter the realms of Twitter. And don't worry, I'm not in their DMs. Yet. And if you're wondering why I'm just going about Tipster and AP here, you'll be wondering why who made AP leak these DMs. Oh, it's our resident baby bits, Craig Beckett himself. So a couple of months later, after all this happened, it was revealed that it was Craig himself who got AP to release these DMs, and has the goal to say the most outrageous stuff and even straight up defame him. These are all out of order, by the way, when Tipster saved them in the Google Doc, but it first starts with Craig telling to create a Google Doc or twit longer when he says Tipster deserved to have this coming. It's never explained what beef he has with Tipster, but I'm guessing it's just the entire community he hated. And AP, by the way, at this point had an alcohol problem, to why he's spelling badly. We get into that in just a bit. Notice he says at the bottom, do it, 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 do it. Again, this is just Craig being his manipulative, creepy self, just egging on AP whilst he sadly makes a fool of herself, while he just laughs and saves the screenshots himself. AP telling Craig what's a good time to drop the nuke. Ain't for Utah, it's a shithole. Craig's showing he's British using a Shaun the Sheep gif. And remember, this guy wants to be a big tough guy in the community, and he's using a gif from a toddler animated show.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready? Ready!
Now, this is where he basically calls Tipster a creep without actually saying it, sleazing over a 16-year-old. He's alluding to this image where he didn't know AP's cousin was 16, and it was horrendously taken out of context. But Craig is trying to portray him as a creepy pedo, which again will definitely age well. And the other image about him going on about the 16-year-old and continuing to egg on AP. This is the most insecure and hilarious reply, as Craig straight up says about Tipster. God, he ain't so fucking shy. And this is the guy who's saying that about Tipster of all people. This guy.
It's even uglier up close.
Also goes on to hate on the community more, which is more whiny talk. Now, this is a giant war of text basically coping about Tipster in general and how he gets more bitches than him, as in the most horrific online harem, and hates on the community even more. You know what? It's the visual sound of this long ass war of text. And he don't know why he wanted Tipster out of the picture. Was there not too much fat commentary creators for him to be there? Was he just out there? Was Nicholas TheOracle and Tipster all balancing out and he wanted it all in? It's not even explained why he wanted to after him. Maybe just the entire community in general, and sadly manipulated into looking like an AP. Sadly manipulated AP into looking like a clown for the rest of her days, as he's still made by fun of the community for it. Blame Craig for that one. But again, this isn't the worst of it. I was just getting into the actual disturbing part right now.
But I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here?
So yes, just put alarm bells on here.
Warning. Warning.
It's about to get disturbing, alright? So,
warning.
If you
warning.
have any trigger triggers here that might trigger warning. If any of you triggers here that might disturb you a bit, I would hop out now.
Warning.
So yes, second warning, as it is entering criminal levels at this point, it gets very disturbing, so hold on to your butts and sit tight as it's a bumpy ride. So it all started on a Tuesday when this was happening, and I was on holiday at the time, but Craig, as mentioned before, deactivated all his socials, and Emmy released some Twitter DMs. So these are the Twitter DMs first, and only shows Emmy's side, as Craig already by this point got rid of his Twitter, but from what I'm aware, it begins with Craig with wanting to talk to more people, with Emmy saying, and they begin in Jan this year, "Hey Craig, a while back you said you wanted to talk to more people," and they thought about themselves and decided to chat to him. As you can see in the next message, Emmy still goes to school. Yes, Craig was sending criminal shit to someone who was still at school. Think about that for a moment. She further adds about school related stuff like lockdowns and they could turn traps into dancing robots to serve ice cream. We got ourselves an inventor. The next convo is about school and about chemistry. She mentions how her ex abused them several times in the class and her teachers stopped them without knowing. Keep in mind that Craig will still attempt to sext her in a few days regardless of the shit they've been through. So is what scummy is. Good on Emmy though for telling future partners that their ex is a creep. The final school related one, and the mainly showing these, that she still goes. Date or sex within your age. Learning. So it basically starts with the forest behind the school was a better option. Without context, sounds like you'd be plotting murder. It adds that he walked into the forest with someone and it's clearly who it was, wanted to ask around, so he said no. So leaving the personal school stuff, onto the last two where things get bad. They begin flirting and you can't see Craig's but you can see Emmy's, so it begins. I want it, tit. I'm such a little slut, I want it all. Use me as a toy, all you want. I'll be yours and only yours. Mark me as own and keep me on a leash. Metaphorically, but also could be physically. Remind us he's just turned 17 at this point, by the way. It goes like a pet calls out for food. As he continues to say he won't wear panties around and with no skirt with nothing underneath. This would be totally fine if this was consensual, but it wasn't, and yeah. The next image of her saying, a little fuck toy waiting to put herself through as much of her master wishes. And at the bottom is Emmy herself doing Nala eyes. Before we get into the more darker stuff, let's have a chat with Emmy herself. Here's the interview with Emmy about the Craig stuff. So anyway, let's go. First question. First question. How did you first meet Craig prior to January?
Okay, so I started watching his commentary videos around December. And the first interaction I can actually find on Twitter between me and Craig was actually December 15th, 2021, so I had watched him for about, I want to say, a month and a half before we started talking.
So you had to witness that cringy commentary guy thing then?
I witnessed it live, with the premiere, and I was one of the people saying how much they liked it. And I was one of the people who asked for it to be released on its own.
Oof.
Yeah.
I don't know what through his mind creating that. That's a bit odd.
Yeah, I remember it was the day Ghislaine Maxwell actually got sentenced, well, found guilty. I was in the chat that Ghislaine Maxwell was found guilty.
Who was?
Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh yeah, I know, yeah. Yeah, I know about the Jeffrey Epstein stuff. I'm doing Craig work to him, I don't know. So anyway, next question. Throughout your engagements, what was the first sign of a red flag from him?
Well, I'm trying to think, because I didn't really see red flags at the time. But looking back, I think it's when he was like starting, like he was fully okay with me talking about my past and stuff.
Yeah,
like about like joking about my school stuff and stuff like that. Like, yes, he was like, do you think it's appropriate for for you to be telling me this, but in reality, looking back, he was trying to like potentially just see my limits, you could say.
Yeah, trying to get more out of you so he can like manipulate you further.
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that, I'll be honest.
Yeah, fair.
But yeah, I feel like anyone who isn't an older age, who doesn't even know you personally, if they're really okay with like listening and joking about like your past mistake and stuff before you have even like properly talked and had proper conversation, ish, then that's kind of like a red flag that he didn't really open up to me as much until the heart to heart around 13 days later.
Okay. I think the only people that know about your past and that long time friends or family members and stuff like that, basically.
The main thing I really told him, well, I joked about something that happened at school. My abusive ex.
That's something to do with the bathrooms and the teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, from reading the logs.
I joked, I told him about a time that I had lied to teachers.
Okay.
When I was 14, and also, when you read logs, you may see the chemistry thing, referenced. The chemistry thing is me being essayed in chemistry class by my ex. Yeah.
Anyway then, at any point did you want to expose Craig earlier than you did?
The first person I fully told, properly, was on like the 8th of August. So about 20 days roughly before I actually came out.
Was it
I think there was a chance where I almost did it, but I knew full well that I shouldn't. But when I realised he got tipped off, I felt like I had no choice. I had to do it so people know that if he ever came back, this is what he did.
Yeah, that's probably best, but the person you were going to tell like the days before, was there someone like creator themselves or a person you knew in real life?
Pardon?
The person you were going to tell days before, was it a creator, or was it like, commentary creator or something like that, or a person you knew in real life?
Someone I know from Twitter.
Alright, never mind then.
I'm really close with them. They're a really good person to me. I trusted them enough to tell them, and they didn't force me into anything. They were okay with me telling them, just they didn't force me to say anything.
But I know who they were, or I don't know. So
I'm not going to reveal who they are. I know they have themselves, but I don't want to put them in an uncomfortable position. I have told you. But it's I'm not saying it publicly.
Yeah, fair enough. Don't need to do that. So, next question. Did you trash talk complain about bigger creators other than Tipster with you?
Yes, oh my god, okay. I'm guilty of this as well.
I am aware, but I like...
Let's not beat around the bush. Your DMs aren't, you didn't expose your DMs when you trash talk people. I did, so you will see me call Repzilla piss boy, and you will see me insult Repzilla, you'll see me insult Women Bellwood. Trying to think else. Who else did we shit talk? Well, I know we shit talk Tipster and the victim, semi trash talk the victims of Mama Max.
Oof.
Yeah, I feel terrible about that, I won't lie. I feel terrible about shit talking every single one of those people.
Well, Belle Aubrey still at it, I guess, but you know, apart from her, the rest of her fine.
Yeah, I did be a bit of an arrogant cunt, I won't lie. I said that it kind of put the nail in her, like, her career's coffin. Yeah, I said some things I probably shouldn't have said. Like, that's the shit talk.
Fair enough, but I don't really shit talk people on Twitter all the time, but mainly for fun with Twitter and it, so, anyway. So, next, did you ever consider meeting up with each other?
There was there wasn't explicit talk of it, but there was kind of like implications, like go to a convention, me going, like me saying I might go to uni in his town, but he actually
like an anime convention or something like that?
YouTuber.
Oh, YouTuber convention, so like, what one's in the UK, because VidCon's always in the US.
We have VidCon, I think.
Do we? Yeah.
I don't remember, but yeah, like a convention or something, but there was kind of like, I was like, I'm gonna look at the, like, entry requirements for the, like, I thought, you know what, look at the entry requirements for the university in this town area, city.
See?
And, he actually said, don't go, like, revolving your life around me. Like, yeah, he did put his foot down at times, but I put my foot down harder.
I feel like he only did that so he can hide you, so he didn't know, no one knew he was dating him up. But, like,
I know, okay, he was dating someone.
And he was dating someone at the time, but he also had a thing with you, and he probably didn't want anyone to know he had a thing with a minor, basically.
Yeah.
Well, he put his foot down out of basically for himself than anything else, basically.
Yeah, but he didn't, like, he wasn't harsh about it, he was, like, really nice about it, like, don't go, like, you know, changing your life around me. Which I also, looking back, when people are like, don't change for me and stuff, it's almost like, you want to walk all over me, you could say.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
I'm just looking back, trying to go, like, thinking about what was said, and looking back with hindsight, you could say. And, I know we're probably going to talk about this, but, it reminds me of stuff from my past, and it's not great.
You don't need to bring that up, it's mainly about Craig, you don't need to bring up your previous stuff like that, you know?
I know, sometimes I feel like I should add more context to help elaborate my points.
No, true. So the next question then. Did Craig use your friendliness and trauma sector to take advantage of you?
He knew some of my issues, and he knew my insecurities.
And he basically...
He would compliment me with my, like, what I was insecure about, he would compliment to try and make me feel good about myself and stuff.
Love bombing, basically.
I guess you could call it that. Like, he would, like, compliment me on what I was insecure about. He'd make me feel happy about it. He wouldn't talk me down for it, like, stuff like that. Like, when I mentioned that I didn't look, like, I looked really thin, like, not healthy. I don't remember exactly what I said, but he was like, well, you look perfectly fine from me. Like, from what I see and stuff. Like, he knew my issues. He knew about my trauma, my past, and my eating disorder. And I do feel like he used what I told him as a way to tweak what he said.
Yeah, that's kind of a classic case of a narcissistic or abusive tactic, that is.
I guess, but I will say this. I don't believe it's grooming. And I don't feel comfortable calling him I don't feel comfortably calling him a pedo and stuff. I don't feel comfortable with that. Because I don't know exactly what it is myself.
I would say it's an epiphile, basically, because that epiphile means they go for like people from like 15, 16, 17, around those areas.
14, 19.
Okay. I wouldn't say he's quite a paedophile, but paedophiles go for way younger, but he's definitely creepy.
This is why we're calling Creep Beckett.
The next question then. What was your reaction to him saying you should do pedo bait and start an OnlyFans?
Okay, we're probably going to have to clarify the first part.
Okay, the first part then.
So, basically, I was mentioning how I need to get confident with my voice because I'm going to be on the radio with my friend. And,
pretty good job, or feature?
It was just like a fun thing, like a radio show, volunteering.
Pretty cool.
What?
Pretty cool.
Radio.
I know, it was pretty cool for doing it. That's quite cool.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, I need to get more confident with my voice. I don't like how cute my voice sounds. Because sometimes my voice can sound very high pitched and stuff. The personality of Emmy has that. Like, I'm probably gonna explain it one day, but Emmy and Emily, it's me, but my personality switches.
So, does your personality change you to like a kid, or makes you feel like you're younger?
There's the serious side of me, and then there's the fun, like, chaotic side of me, but that side sometimes does have regressions and stuff due to trauma. But that's not really noticeable unless you're around me.
Don't want to call that. Is that like personality disorder in a way?
Don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not going to put a label on it.
I know, I'm not qualified to hear these things, but I'll try to find it, you know.
Okay, so, and I'm actually gonna do the right thing and get the messages up so we can actually talk through this.
Alright.
Okay, so, oh god. Okay, I'll have to quickly grab them. Do you want to just talk and say stuff?
Yeah, mostly find this stuff, so don't know when this video is going to be out, but probably somewhere in October.
Wow.
So yeah,
okay, so I said I have to get my confidence up because I could be on my friend's radio segment one day, and he said, well, at least you acknowledge what you need to do, but only you can take that step. I said, yeah, but I don't like how my voice sounds cute, in air quotes.
Yeah.
And he said, it's not a terrible trait, honestly. You should lean into it. I'm trying to... My voice can sound like this, and really sweet, really chaotic, stuff like that.
So why you would find that, or do you find that cute in a way, or hot, but a bit odd?
Yeah. I find it cute because it's like high-pitched, sweet, and stuff like that.
If you're into someone like that, and the same creepy mindset of him, Channing is still in the community, as I said earlier. I don't know why you can go to her, but, you know.
So, I said, haha, I said honestly, I meant honestly, I can't spell. And I said then, if I lean into it, then I just had the persona or front of this cute, innocent girl who could do no wrong.
That's creepy
and I
too.
jokingly, that's what I said.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, and then I jokingly said, oh, how some creepy dudes online would love that. And he said you could juxtapose it with saying really sharp, oh my god, things, but just in a cutesy voice. And then I said I could demonstrate that I don't want to blow your socks.
As in that very high pitch, so you, like that.
Like really high pitch, yeah.
And that's why you like blow your socks, alright then.
Yeah, like blow your socks off. And he said, ha 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 XD. And I said, linking back to what I said, if creepy dudes like that persona so much, I hope they're paying me. That's me joking about being paid by creepy dudes.
I mean, there are loads of creepy dudes that would do that out there.
Yeah, and he said,
the internet's a dark place.
Amen. He said, haha, amen.
Amen?
Yeah, haha, amen to that. And I put passive income in like the stars. And he said, fuck yeah, I'm just jealous that you have that avenue, XD.
So he actually... So you thought you were actually going to do it?
I'm not gonna fucking do that. That's just weird.
I know, but why would you think you were going to do that?
And he said, if I knew I can make bank, you better believe I would. And then I said, I feel like I have the body to. Remember, this was in May. He had already said stuff to me before.
Yeah.
Like the OnlyFans thing. And he said, you do easily.
Yeah, I think he's got on some hidden site somewhere, I think.
Then I decided to send him an attempt at one of the voices, like, oh, like that.
What was his reaction? Oh.
Some more lighting, a semi-decent decadent came, and you'd make bank. That's what he said.
Yeah, I know, he's a bit... Very weird guy is. I wouldn't want to meet him in real life.
I said, don't forget outfits. And he replied, true, lol, and yeah, that voice is dangerous, haha.
Who?
He said, true, lol, and yeah, that voice is dangerous, haha.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, I think I knew what he meant, but yeah. I think your voice is better suited for like voicing in anime, like an anime voice actor and anything.
Yeah, then I said, haha, I need a list of phrases to say in that voice. If I'm ever going to break the internet with my body, then I'm starting in a bikini or a swimsuit. I'm not doing that. Okay, just to clear that up. Because, that would be weird.
Yeah, that definitely is weird.
Then he said, lo, oh god, I'm sure that there's got to be like a Uwu kink list of phrases out there. And he also said, and yes, always start there, then ramp up, build up the hype. In reference to me, like, breaking the internet with a picture of me in the bikini or swimsuit.
Okay then.
Encouraging someone to post images when they turn 18.
So he wants to break in. So he wants you to break into there, who's a minor, by the way, in a swimsuit or bikini or something like that, by doing anime voice.
I think the main idea is that when I turn 18, Like, if I'm ever going to. That's what. I don't think he meant me as 17.
Oh, okay.
Because he never references, you should do that now, you should do that soon. But he also doesn't mention you should, like when you turn 18 and stuff.
They were clearly waiting for you to be turning 18, weren't they?
Then I sent him a video of here's the Uru. Like, it was like Uru, like that. And I just sent fight me.
Yeah.
I do that. And then he said, haha, yep, you'd get them all lining up. And I said, haha, lining up to give me their money. And he said, 100% lol.
I think in his case, it's more than his money, I think.
But yeah, I feel like it's weird that he's encouraging someone to go into that stuff. And even if he wasn't encouraging it, it's still weird that he wasn't like, hey, maybe you shouldn't do this.
Yeah, I don't know why he just said that, but again, he's Creep Beckett, isn't he? So, yeah.
Yeah, let's not mention the fact that when I was peeling potatoes and making mashed potato, he was masturbating.
So technically you were both mashing something. So... That was a bit of a dark joke, wasn't it?
Oh, that's definitely dark joke. I'm holding off with my humour for that because I have so many jokes for it, but I don't think it would be appropriate.
I know, true.
Okay.
Now, was it about the OnlyFans, or was that about the ooh stuff?
That was about the Peter Bait stuff, you could call that. The OnlyFans thing, I didn't realise at the time that he was referring to me. Actually, no. I did. Okay. I didn't realise it fully then. I'm trying to switch back, like, trying to get the memory. Yeah.
Why didn't you start...
Go on.
Okay, why did he want you to start an OnlyFans when you were underage for it? When I think it's a bit 18 and up.
Yeah, it is 18 and up.
It's a bit odd.
But like, the laws and stuff, something that he referenced about the laws and stuff for it, we were kind of talking about like Twitch and the hot tub streams.
But he watches them every day, doesn't he?
He meant how he wouldn't care if a Twitch streamer just pulled out a dragon toy and started I'm not going to repeat that.
Yeah, I know what you mean, that's a bit...
Yeah.
I think Twitter's for gaming and anything.
Yeah.
I think he's a bit obsessed with sex in a way, I think.
I guess. But yeah, I just feel like it's weird that he was like, oh, if you ever start one, I'm like a perv, I wouldn't like seeing it and stuff. It's just like, you really want to see me in compromising positions, dude. It's clear now.
I know, that's...
There's something that didn't click.
And while that's going on, I don't know if he had the girlfriend at the time, but he has a girlfriend in real life while he's dating...
Yeah,
not dating, sexting you.
Dating her. He's been dating her for a while. I don't know when they started dating, but I know he was dating her then. Now I know he was dating her then. He told me, around the end of January, that the heart-to-heart started when I said, you're gonna make me fall for you. He confessed that, like, he was seeing someone, and I was like, oh crap. I was having my own mental breakdown. I couldn't process it. He was trying his best to comfort me. He accidentally admitted he wouldn't be in a relationship in 5 years. But yeah, he tried to comfort me, tried to talk to me. I was having a hell of a breakdown. Like, I couldn't walk and stuff.
Sorry to hear that.
It happens, but I find ways to cope. But yeah, he told me, and like, I was completely fine with cutting off like the sexual relationship. And I was like, when we had the next conversation or something, I was like, I see you as a friend and stuff. Like, I was completely fine cutting it out, but he then initiated it again in March.
I think you're trying many ways to get further to know you and stuff like that.
Could you repeat that?
I think, as you're going through stuff, I think you're trying to break down your barriers more to get into your trust circle or something like that.
I don't believe so. I think he just wanted to comfort me because he felt bad. But I said something that sticks with me to this day. I told him I don't think he would feel as guilty if I was 18. And he apparently did not know that you couldn't send photos and videos until you were 18.
How come you didn't know that? A bit odd.
I think that's bullshit.
Yeah, clearly. Also, why would you wait until you're 18? Well, not 20, because 18 is still quite young. I know it's above age in the UK, but that is still quite young, especially for like a 29-year-old.
But still, I still stand by that. I don't think he would have ran if I was 18. I think he wouldn't, he wouldn't have ran if I was 18. Let's not be around the bush.
Yeah, I think you've gotten away there, actually. Not gone away as in run away off the internet, but gotten away with it as in stayed on the internet.
Yeah, we're just like, oh, it's just a cheating scandal. Nothing too major.
Yeah. He still would have brought up trying to make trips to Creep though, and all the Diori and Augie stuff. I mean, he still would have been hated in a way, but...
Let's actually, quickly move on to that because,
Go on then.
When you mentioned about shit talking, I mentioned about, Nicholas Yorio blocking me.
He got me back in January, so he just blocks at every jokes, so...
He unblocked me. He unblocked me, so I guess that's a win. I don't think I mentioned I blocked by Anision to him, but I can't remember, but yeah,
But I'm still blocked by Anision, I think, from all that 2019, 2020 stuff.
But yeah, like, I didn't know the full drama between the Goth mommy drama, you could call it. I didn't know it. Like, I didn't know the drama between Nick and Craig and Tipster and Craig. I didn't fully know it. I only knew Craig's side.
You probably didn't want him to know the other side, I think. But...
I kind of avoided it because I didn't know what was going on.
Neither did I.
I remember when Craig came, like, when it was the commentary bad guy part, I DM'd Craig saying, hey, I just wanted to reassure you that I am not going to tell anyone about what happened.
See?
Because even when I could have easily seen that he was in the wrong with the situation and then outed him, I chose to protect him. I had a golden opportunity, let's be honest. But then that could have been tainted.
True.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I could have came out right there then, and he would have been dust.
Yeah, he would get confessedly hung because he was out. Tipster was a creep, speaking to like a. I don't know how old AP over 9K is. Probably in her 30s, 40s, I think.
He is in her, like, yeah, she's a grown ass adult.
Yeah, so talking now, Tipster's a creep for talking to an adult.
And apparently Tipster's a creep for complimenting a 16-year-old who he didn't know was 16, but as soon as he found out she was 16, he apologized.
Oh yeah, that was very out of context as well.
But also, like, speaking of that situation, alcohol, I mentioned to Craig how I was struggling with addiction, like addictions forming.
Was it due to alcohol?
Yeah, I was struggling with alcohol. And I feel like I was gaining an addiction to alcohol. And that's something I battled on my own and won semi.
Weirdly, AP had addiction to alcohol, but we were suffering from it during that time, and Craig actually manipulated her into releasing the DMs while he was drunk. So maybe, I don't know.
I was pretty much sober when I was talking to Craig.
Yeah, I know, don't worry, I was just talking about AP there.
I know. Like, he didn't, like, discourage my alcohol usage. I don't think.
Yeah, that's odd that, like, didn't want you to happen to some things, but didn't really care about others.
The thing is, he admitted something to me that he shouldn't have fucking admitted. You've seen it. Some people have seen it.
The special sugar stuff.
Let's talk about drugs. Okay. So, Craig admitted to me that, first off, he was trying weed, which is illegal in the UK, even as a vape liquid.
Why would you brag about smoking weed? It's the most simple thing you can do anyway. I know it's illegal, but why are you bragging about that?
He told me he had been with some women on some stronger stuff. And he was like, that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, I don't think you hurt those women. And I put a thing saying serious. Make sure it came across as serious. And he was like, they may have been on some special sugar, but they were at their senses and stuff like that. They can make their own decisions.
But how their senses, but they can make their own decisions? That doesn't go together.
But as in, they're in their own senses. They have their own senses still.
Oh.
But special sugar might refer to cocaine.
More a party drug.
Crack and heroin. And even weed. I'm trying to... Yeah. You cannot... Someone who is under the influence of drugs or alcohol cannot consent to sex.
So, basically, in a way, allegedly, by the way,
he allegedly may have taken advantage of women who were under the influence.
Why would you admit to that?
You don't admit that to someone.
Yeah, that makes it even more worse.
Because, like, I think he knew I wasn't going to say anything, so he always felt comfortable saying it to me. Because, like, I was, like, not a DM leaker and stuff. But still, you don't admit that you may have allegedly taken advantage of women who are under the influence of drugs.
And they probably don't remember having sex with you either, so... That's
you want to.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't... Nothing to ride on, is there, really?
Okay, next. Yeah, okay.
Next question.
Yeah.
What was your reaction to the community telling Craig and what he had done?
In reference to what exactly?
Like, your reaction to the community coming to your side and stuff like that.
Shock. I was in shock. I'm not gonna lie, I felt like I was had a stable base because Tipster followed me and Rapzilla followed me. Two of the people I've been critical of followed me, so I felt like I had a stable base. But when then everyone came to support me,
even Slug.
We won't talk about him.
Yeah, they won't. Yeah, won't.
But yeah, like when everyone came to my support, like my DMs were getting fucking blown up. Like, hang in there, hope you're alright, stuff like
So
that.
1,000 DMs.
Not 1,000. But yeah, like, this was in the worst time as well, because my sleep schedule was fucked. So I was literally getting DMs almost like every few hours of just people that I interacted with, people I've watched, and like, yeah, when it started, when I first came out, I wasn't expecting anyone to like pick up on it or anything, and I am open about this. I was perfectly okay with people being like, I'm skeptical of this because we don't have his side and stuff.
Well, he's showing his side, isn't he? You're showing his side, and it's very damning. So yeah.
My side and stuff, and I was perfectly okay with people being skeptical about it and stuff because people have every right to be.
True.
But then Craig's ex decided to start a little fight before I came out and then after I came out, which kind of was like, everyone was like, hang on, something has happened here, hasn't it?
Why are you scared of her, by the way?
I am fucking scared of her. She terrifies me. There's nothing scarier than women who will yell at you and try to gaslight you. She reminds me of my mum. And that's bad.
Fair enough. By the way, when the video came out, I was on holiday at the time. That's why I reached out to say I was on holiday, so I'm going back enjoying it.
Seriously, when I was told how to request my Twitter data, I'm not gonna shy away who told me how to. Slug told me how to retrieve my Twitter data. So I requested that before I went to sleep that night because Twitter servers were down for the UK for it. So I had to wait hours. Then on 3 AM. Yeah, the next day at 3 AM, I got my Twitter data received. I was actually doing a Twitter space at the time talking about it. And I was like, when I got it, I was like, holy shit, and I just freaked out. I find it funny.
Was that the logs you see, the tons of them?
The Twitter data is like everything, your block list, your messages, stuff you've sent, group messages you've sent media to, everything. And like,
that's a good tool Twitter has there.
It is amazing. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna probably end this, I'm gonna figure out what I need to do. And I was like, I don't know how to fucking do this. Yeah, I had a HDMI link, but it only worked up to a certain extent. So I was like, hey, can anyone help me? Tipster reached out like, hey, do you need a hand? I was like, yes. I was like, okay. Add me on Discord. His settings won't allow me to add add him. So I sent him my Discord, he added me. We created a group chat, well, I created a group chat with him and Slug by his request.
The usual stuff.
We went on the call and taught me through how to do it. We got on this, Tipster gave me Craig's Twitter ID, we found it, we found one of the messages. So we went through the drive and found the message I screenshotted, so to cross-reference, I told Slug to shut the fuck up about 2 times. And then, after that was all said and done, I went to bed. At about 5 AM, almost 6 AM.
That's very late.
Yeah, I literally, as soon as my head hit the pillow, I heard the door unlock because my parents were up getting ready for work. Then, when I woke up, I wasn't feeling great. I did what I needed to do, came home, and I was sick. The messages between me and Craig have made me physically ill. Is why, I don't focus on them as much. I don't, okay, I'm gonna read these and screenshot and stuff. It's mainly, okay, which is the top one, then scroll down to that is under, and just keep going.
Oh, I see.
And then, people, as soon as I got, the first few out, and stuff, the circuits and stuff, people were talking about it, and I was like, holy shit. I was, watching streams, holy crap.
I think that was happening because Craig was actually hated doing the community stuff because he pissed off Nicholas Dioro, Oggy. I think Tommy was still okay until this all came out, so stuff like that.
Very bad sticking up for me. But yeah, I still feel even if it was someone who was liked, it still would have been a kick in the fucking face.
Yeah, true. Flippy, who apparently is a mod though, was still defending him at the end of that. The head mod, from his Discord server.
No. So, Craig did put out some messages in Discord, I am aware. And I've been told that the Discord is going to be revamped and stuff and have no association with Craig.
Well, that's another L for him.
Nobody is defending him except his ex. And trolls.
Well, trolls are trolls, they're gonna troll and, yeah.
And trolls are bridges. But yeah, no one was defending him, people were like, what the fuck?
Why is his ex still defending him when it was his ex now? He should probably...
Ooh.
I don't know why he's still doing it.
He just fucking, ran and left.
Do you think he'll ever come back, in a way, or is he just gone forever because of all this?
If he fucking comes back, he knows full well that he isn't gonna be welcome back.
Yeah, I know, he's definitely exiled, according to the, old Lord the Almighty, the Commentary Bible.
Because, I think if he comes back, I'm still gonna be around, and I won't let him forget it.
I'll probably still be around too, I think everyone would be.
Because I originally gave him 3 months before he came back. But seeing how things are going, it will be years before I even tries to come back.
I think he may have a private Twitter account, I'm not sure, and maybe have a private one that he just watches up.
I'm going to be honest, I know about something. He has a BDSM account, I don't know what platform, but he has mentioned it to me. Potentially Twitter, I hope to God fuck not. But yeah,
a BDSM account?
BDSM.
Yeah, I do know what BDSM is, but coming from him, that sounds ominous.
But yeah, I know he has one of those accounts, I don't know where. I don't know what platform and stuff, he wouldn't give that away. But I am keeping my eye out on another platform where nothing about him has been present. TikTok.
I think you need to go. I think he's been known about on there a lot. I think.
No one on TikTok knows, but I was on TikTok today. You know what? I'm gonna admit it. I searched up his name on TikTok, and I found an account with one of his pictures on from back years ago when he did a super sub on Reddit.
Did a super sub on Reddit?
Picture. Yeah, and there's a community for it. I did my own digging because I want to find out if there's anything like he like accidentally said and stuff.
I do feel like he had. Also, there's another girl that he might have messaged with who was about 15 while he was 25 at the time, didn't he?
Yeah, Ghost Mouse, yeah. They were talking in November when she was 15 and he turned 16 that December.
Huh.
I don't know the full context and stuff. I haven't seen the entire screenshots and stuff, I won't lie.
I think she's still trying to get
But I've been told he dropped her when she turned 18. From what I've been told.
Trying to be a poor man's Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but that is a bit creepy. He drops her at 18. I mean...
To think, if that is potentially true, would he have dropped me at 18?
Possibly.
Knowing that I'm a bit more connected. Because...
Yeah, I don't think he would actually, because he might sell all the, because he did drop you, and he didn't get into any like other like controversies and was tipped off, and he did drop you at 18. I think he would release all the DMs and stuff then.
I was just like, dude, it shows you're only like under 18s. Yeah, I think I may have scared him as well by accident. Cause like, he would have fully known about some of the things.
Yeah.
When he was on Twitter, so he may have gone scared at some things. I feel like he may have seen one of my drawings of Reptile's cat Greg. And if he did, which is a chance, then he may have been like, why is she being nice to people that she doesn't supposedly like?
Well, you can criticise people, but you don't... You can criticise people, but doesn't mean you don't like them, does it? I mean...
You can not like something someone's done, but it doesn't mean you can't be on good terms with them. Unless you're doing something absolutely heinous.
Do you think he has any other, like, well, I would say victims, but any girls he's talked to out there we don't know about yet?
I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna say no. I've always said no about it, and I've been proven wrong. But I'm gonna say no for now, because he might be fucking stupid, but he's not that fucking stupid.
Because by now more will come out, wouldn't they? So, yeah.
Okay, speaking of so, I didn't know who his girlfriend was for a while, until I saw, like, them interact on Twitter, and I was like...
Who did you not see for a while?
Pardon?
Who did you not see for a while? Or do we say?
I didn't know who Craig's girlfriend actually was.
Oh.
And I think when I knew and stuff, can't remember when I actually found out who she was. I was like really nice to her and stuff.
That was a bit awkward once you found out, eh?
Yeah, I remember. I had still followed her. So her messages went straight into my DM box. But I had to go and follow her. Actually, no, I've changed my read receipts and followed her, checked the DMs, put it into message request, so he couldn't see that at all.
Oof.
Yeah. But yeah, did I think about telling her? No. I don't, because you're interfering with someone's relationship. You're going and saying, hey, this has happened between me and your partner. I don't know what to say. I wouldn't have told her anyway. I would have kept it to myself. I wouldn't have, like...
I think that's a good thing to do, because he's been acting like he's coming and going and defending him. Even if he's an ex-girlfriend now, she's still defending him for some reason, so yeah.
She has... Oh my god, she has lied so many times. And she just runs when she's called out.
Makes it worse with Craig as well.
The thing is, Craig didn't try and defend himself.
No, he just left.
He was like, okay, this is what happened, I'm gonna say a really cheesy response. And just, you know, fuck off.
Honestly,
he didn't want to go after me. He never said a bad thing about me to my knowledge.
Yeah, I don't think he ever did.
He just, like, admitted. And just broke it off.
Just ran away to the hills.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's just, I feel like we should have addressed the fact that, yes, he did receive images and photos, but it's not like they were legal. Also, he didn't mention the fact that he sent me something. You hid that.
No, very scammy.
To know that. Okay.
Continue.
Yeah, next question.
What is your outcome out of all this? Do you want Craig in jail or just to move on?
Well, with the jail part, I can't really start any of that until next year.
No, as you said.
Because when I'm an adult, I don't have my parents involved and stuff. I just want to bring awareness that this can happen under people's noses. And that sometimes we have to look out for shit like this. Because no one would have caught this.
Yeah, he was bad boy in the band today. He got outed as a groomer apparently in underage girls, but we don't know the full side of that yet. But we didn't expect that from him, would you?
When I told people I was talking to Craig privately and stuff, I would mention that nothing like inappropriate has happened and stuff, because I didn't want people to know.
Yeah, the fear of people knowing.
Yeah, the first person I told, they were like, I knew something was off. And I was like, it's because I said nothing inappropriate happened and stuff. If I never said that, then they wouldn't have been suspicious. And I'm only talking about people on Twitter. People in my real life, I joked about and told my friends about playing with someone older. And he was like, you know, that's wrong and stuff. And I was in a group of peers. And I joked about how I was like, you know, playing and stuff with an older guy. And they were like, Emily, that's a nonce. And stuff.
I think they had an idea there.
Yeah, the first person I really told was before it came out, and like, I feel like I hinted at it once. Stupid mistake of me, but on one of the Twitter spaces I was in, I think it was the Ant podcast. Or something.
Shout out to the Ant Hill podcast. I guess.
But yeah, I was like, what do you think is the next scandal gonna be? And the person was like, something with a minor. And I was like,
was Nostradamus there that day?
Pardon?
Was Nostradamus there that day?
Who?
Never mind. Nostradamus was a guy told future things that would happen. Never mind.
No, I was like, okay, what do you think is going to be the next scandal? And they were like, something with a minor probably, and I was like, okay, who? And they just didn't have an answer. They didn't know who could potentially have, potentially be outed for that. And secretly, in my head, I was chuckling, because I know something they didn't.
Right?
It was the irony of it, you could say.
No, they didn't expect anything that to come, did they? Well, they expected the minor, but didn't know when.
And they didn't expect who. I don't think anybody expected Craig to be the one expected Brett.
Yeah, I don't think they expected him because he was...
He did make some very questionable jokes, and one of the skits he made came back to bite him.
I mean, all the things he made are questionable, like half his content.
Yeah. But yeah, the fact that it was... I think some people were suspicious. No one raised their suspicions and stuff. But
well, Nick at the beginning didn't actually like him, so that may have been a tip off from Nick's side that he, something like that maybe. But I think because he didn't like him basically.
When I came out and stuff, people were disgusted that they had talked with him and stuff.
I only talked to DMs with him like few times about when the tipster stuff came out. I said, do you want to have a blood sports debate with him? And he said no, he pushed it out. Because it's a bit obvious he went through that, didn't he?
Yeah.
I didn't know who he was beforehand either. I don't think I knew who he was at all, apart from then.
One of my great friends was like, I feel like they felt horrible about that. They were like, they talked to him and stuff.
When I looked at
and they
all that
felt
stuff.
uncomfortable with the fact that happened.
Yeah.
And like, I think a lot of people were shocked.
I don't think they expected that from him, did they? They expected him whining over Twitter, but not that.
I don't think people expected, I don't think they expected to see what I said as well, and what Craig said to me. I don't think anybody could be mentally prepared with the wacky stuff we said.
I know. Watching other people flirt can be a bit... yeah.
No, it's just... I said questionable things, he said questionable things.
Yeah.
And that's all on display. And you know what? Fuck it. What'll be, will be. If people are gonna read that and read something I did when I was 14, fuck it, I don't care. If people are gonna read about me talking about my eating disorder, my trauma, screw it.
People will probably complain about it anyway, but but he said fuck it.
Yeah, people will see him, call me little girl, schoolgirl, baby girl, good girl, slutty, whore, all the words.
Yeah, I read some of that and it was
Yeah, this is why I've been physically sick.
It's creepy. It's creepy if you're like you're different age range and stuff like that. But if you're like around the same age, it would be seen as like, what kind of cringy flirting is this?
The thing is, if this happened between me and my friend, it would have been fine. Like my friend my own age.
Yeah, it would be cringy, but it would be fine.
Right. Oh god, I'm not gonna live. I don't know if I'll be able to get over the fact that like he called himself master. So I then referred to him once as that. Which is cringy.
Yeah. He sees himself as a master. Anyway.
Yeah, and he wants to keep someone under his desk like a little pet.
He had some issues there, I can see. Very extreme issues.
He didn't really see me as
a person.
Yeah, I remember when I told him that I wanted to sleep. And he was like, oh, I thought the shenanigans were gonna begin. I was like, fine, you get 20 more minutes. And something like that.
Weird.
And like, when I was at school, I was like, oh, I've still got 10 minutes left. And he was like, if I had known that, I would have told you to go to the bathroom. Ever been twice you wanted me to send stuff while I was at school.
You can't wait for you to get home. That's like, yeah.
Keep in mind, that no context, my friends were sat next to me. My friends, my age, were sat next to me and they heard me giggle at my phone, wondering what was going on.
That must be a bit weirded out.
I was messaging him while I was meant to have my phone away. And my teacher was like, phone away. I was like, ugh. Put my phone away. And then, when I got out of that, I was immediately messaging him. I was messaging him for classes, lunches, whatever time I had, really.
Did your grades fail during those times?
No. No, my grades were fine. But yeah, like, I don't understand, like, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna be available until this time. And I would just, like, drop my phone, really. Like, put my phone away, don't touch it.
I would put my phone on silent and just put it away, so he just ignoring.
My phone is always on silent.
So is mine.
But yeah, I just was like, okay, I'm not available this time, and just, not respond to him. One time, this was after the video he sent me and stuff.
Is that the,
Yes.
Yeah, that one.
He only sent me one video. And I don't know what that is.
Yes, yep, we know what it is.
There's only 2 people who have seen that. And that's how it's gonna stay. It's gross.
Yeah, no one else wants to see that.
And also, legally, no. Yeah, literally, my school had to shut due to a power outage that completely killed the system. Literally, as soon as I got out of school, I was like, well, school's out. Well, school had to shut and stuff. And like, we was talking, and I was talking about the age of my school as well. It was not fucking fallen down yet. And then he had to put his phone away because he was driving home from visiting his family.
That's creepy.
He was talking to me and having to adjust himself while he was visiting family.
There's a time and place, I think, for that.
Yeah, like, you shouldn't be masturbating while someone's cooking mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
I found it weird.
Hmm.
And like, let's not even mention the fact that he sent me smoke when I was in school.
Yeah. Like smart as in like...
Yeah. You're fucking smart.
Like dodgy anime art and stuff like that?
No.
Oh.
It's not his writing.
Oh. Well, you wrote fan fiction for you?
No, he just sent me one of his old ones he wrote.
Oh.
And then he did write one for me. Technically.
I did not see him as a poet, but alright.
I did not see him as a magician.
I don't see him as a content creator, but you know, here we are.
Yeah, what other questions do you have? Because we got a bit sidetracked.
That was the last one. And it's been over an hour as well, so it's going to be a long interview.
Yeah. Yeah, trying to think about the same thing I want to say. Actually, yeah. Clearing the record and setting it straight. I have never said I've been groomed by Craig. I have never actually publicly called Craig a paedophile. I have not said I've been traumatised by the stuff Craig has done. And I've never called myself a victim of Craig.
Okay.
I've never said those 4 things. And I don't believe I will, because I don't understand the full situation myself. And, you know, realistically, I don't feel comfortable even calling myself a victim, because I did play into it. We cannot deny that. I did also shit talk people. It was on me, yes. Craig did pressure me at points.
Yeah, it's a form of manipulation.
He kind of guilt tripped me, because I was like, oh, like, he was like, send me a video of you begging to, something. And I was like, my parents are downstairs, and brother's in the next room. Sorry, I'm tired.
A video of you begging?
To CUM.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was like, my parents are downstairs, my brother's in the next room. And, paper thin walls.
Why can you just go on a...
He was like, oh, then whisper, and I was like, whispering could be heard through walls. And he was like, damn it, could you, like, maybe don't send pictures of your face? And I was like, I felt pressured to do that.
Yeah, it's a form of guilt tripping, like, oh, if you don't do that for me, I probably won't talk to you again, and stuff or something like that.
No, you didn't say that.
I know, that's what I meant, like...
The damn sad face.
I know, yeah.
I hate how easy it is to guilt trip me at times. Due to my past with other older men. It's just the way that you knew what I was like. I knew partially what I've been through. And the fact that I see some of the people in him, and I see his tactics and stuff, it's kind of like questionable.
Yeah, true.
And like, especially since he knew quite a few of the things my ex did to me. And if you knew someone who has been through like shit like that, SA, rape, and shit, you wouldn't be like going like sexually pursuing them and stuff. You would like not do that because you may be like worried that you're gonna like hurt them and stuff. You would take it step by step and not just go straight into it. Like, okay, yeah, I'm diving board. I'll probably propose it.
Yeah, you work up with those, so get to know them better and stuff like that before getting straight into sex or weird stuff like that.
Yeah, it was weird. Like, something Craig's ex mentions that pictures are sent on January 12th, which is completely incorrect. But yeah, I did kind of flirt then, but it wasn't like actually flirting. But then January 13th is when it got very bad. Like, dude, we've been talking for literally about 3 days. You really want to get into my pants? Dude.
Yeah, that's not creepy.
And I told him about... Okay, I have a fucking curse. I think it's a curse, but 9 times out of 10, someone who is not a teacher and stuff will end up being sexual to me. And it's... like, I probably... I think... Well, I don't think he fell for the curse. I think he is cursed himself.
Yeah, curse is something, yeah.
Like, I've had issues with my childhood friends and stuff wanting to do stuff. Like, come on. One of my friends waited ages. You couldn't wait 3 days, Craig.
He didn't last like a month, did he? I mean, went straight forward after a few days.
3 days. I'm gonna pounce on you.
Yeah, that's a bit weird thing to say. Pounce, I mean...
I was like, what would be, like, he was like, what's the thing that'll go on? And I was like, sleep. I just wanted to sleep.
Yeah, weird. Weird guy. Well, creepy guy, but weird as well.
Yeah, it's just, when I said that he had his imagination because he didn't have a teddy, I was like, I have a teddy, and he was like, well, I don't have a teddy. And I was like, oh, just use your imagination. When I said that, I did not mean imagine you cuddling wrapping yourself around me. Like, what?
I think he's a bit socially inept in a way, like awkward, and doesn't know cues and stuff.
One thing I saw, which I find really weird now, is that he was like, turned off the lights and took himself in, and I was like, the lights have been on for 5 hours, which was true. And he was like, see? They like, basically trying to say that the suspicious sounds from the bushes weren't him. And I was like, there's no bushes outside. And like,
that's weird.
Yeah, it's a pond. It's a pond, and he was like, I don't mind getting a bit wet, but that's a bit far.
Did he try to make it out that he was outside himself, or?
He was joking about watching me, you could say. Well,
yeah, that's that's weird and very stalkerish.
That's just so odd to me.
No one wants to see it. No one wants to see a Craig Beckett outside their window. That'd be a terrifying sight. That would.
You just see them with a ladder.
Donking the baseball bat. Donk.
But yeah, it's weird. Some of the things joked about are odd. And some of it doesn't sit right with me. I don't think it ever will.
Yeah, he did seem very, disgusting, creepy, and very stalkerish, probably among other things.
I don't say stalkerish, I think domineering is that word. Because, like, he had access to my private Instagram. Which is,
private.
Like, it's private, not exclusive, what he said. Yeah, so he may have, like, seen, like, I know he's seen some of my posts. He mentioned it. I hope to God he doesn't, he deleted Instagram.
Oh, okay.
He
deleted everything, has he?
Yeah. I just hope to God he didn't do anything to my Instagram pictures.
Yeah, that's like, to be honest.
Oh, yuck.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that I would go to bed feeling warm and cozy. Feeling like, oh my God, but I told her once that he made me feel loved. And the fact that I said that showed how much trust I had in him. I even talked to him about how vulnerable I feel in the shower and stuff.
I think that's what he kind of wanted. He wanted your trust more than anything.
He had my trust.
Yeah.
But something that needs to be made clear. Nothing sexual happened in February, June, July, August. June, July, August was when he was getting fucking called out and shit.
Yeah, I think you're too busy doing all that and getting publicly owned all the time that they had no time.
Judging and leaving and shit. But like, even when we were like really talking, like there was a fucking heat wave around the time.
And yeah, it was worse down here.
Yeah, it was a Wednesday. I remember it was a Wednesday. But yeah, like nothing. Like, we didn't joke. We didn't even like joke about, you know, doing stuff with each other and stuff in the heat. Like, it was completely friendly throughout June to August. Yeah, I made a joke. I joked about having a boy toy. That's a teenager joke.
Yeah.
There's nothing really bad about joking about that. So, I did tell him about the fact that guy, he bites me. I showed him the picture of my fingers bitten. And he was like, oh, he really likes it. I'm like, hey, I've been sleeping with this guy since May.
What was his reaction to that?
I think it was fair enough then. Can't remember exactly. Yeah, like, I don't like hold back. Like, if I'm gonna be blunt, I'm gonna be fucking blunt.
Yeah, and then
Better being blunt and honest than just, you know, hiding away.
Oh, go ahead.
Like Craig does. Yeah. Is there anything you wanted to ask me?
No, bring you into here. I'll do like we actually. It's like this interview's been going for like an hour and 20 minutes basically. Interview. Yeah, so we're under here then as well. I'll do like an outro. So back to me in the actual video or something like that. See you there. It's good night. So back to bed.
Yeah. Yep.
So while all this was happening, Craig's now ex-girlfriend came out to defend, but when I mean defend, she literally made it worse for him by confirming it was all true. Bruh. And when you look at her, she also reminds me of someone.
You didn't file your paperwork last night. Don't let it happen again. I'm watching you, Wazowski. Always watch. Hello, Wazowski. Fun-filled evening planned for tonight? Sure you filed your paperwork correctly. For once. Your stunned silence is very...
Craig also wrote another long-winded letter as he did Mum's Car, which immediately qualifies it for...
Wow, that's a lot of words. Too bad I'm not reading them.
Yes, it's basically not him taking any responsibility again and trying to make others look bad in failing spectacular fashion. So moving on to the logs, which really make Craig out to be a disgusting human being that he is. As this contains entire convos ranging from January all the way to August, we won't be showing all the logs, only the most damning ones. So this first one basically explains what was up with that dancing robots joke from before. It came from a booby trap joke, and that he knew he was still in school, but like 3 days later after this, he wanted to sext her. This shows the beginnings of their steamy but creepy affair, with Craig supposedly saying, "But hell, a young sexy woman all over me? Sounds like heaven. Maybe for you, Craig, but sounds like hell for all the women involved." Now this is one of the most creepiest, as Emmy mentioned it in the interview. First he admits he smokes weed, nothing to really brag about here, and it's a crime here as well. But it goes on to say, oh god no. They may have some special sugar, but they're aware of their senses, well enough to make their decisions. Special sugar, by the way, is another name for crack or heroin, and you can't consent under the influence of drugs. So, as we said, he may have allegedly raped these women. And also, bit of a dumbass admitting that to a minor of all people.
I'm a dumbass. I'm a dumbass. I'm a dumbass. I'm fucking flunk. What the fuck?
Another creepy remark from Craig. Oh, a commando little girl. How delicious, too. How pleasant. Now this one is honestly the most ironic. He did talk to several creators about being in cliques and how they feel about him and that they have their wardrobes sucked tight. This aged worse than the cheese in your fridge has been in there for years. Now this is the notorious one. They're talking about the video of the cum tribute Craig sent to Emmy. Apparently he also did this while he was meeting family and had to adjust himself several times. Talk about no self-control. He also did it over his iPad, and his girlfriend apparently used that iPad as well.
Craig! Is this iPad free? Can I take it, Craig? Alright. Craig, I can't move my hand. It's all sticky and smells of pineapple for some reason. Craig Wazowski.
Now for consent laws. In many countries including Australia, Serbia, Colombia and the UK itself, a minor is defined as the person under 18 and Emmy is 17. And sending them nudes regardless and back and forth is also illegal. So Craig basically broke UK law here. Way to make yourself look like a more of a clown. So would you call Craig a pedo? Well, not quite. Pedos are usually defined as people who go way younger kids than teens. The little girl fetishes he has is still creepy, but he qualifies as an herbophile. Herbophilia is defined as having an attraction to teens 15 to 19. So he's not quite a pedo, but I wouldn't let him near any schools or playgrounds now. Now, reading into Craig and all he has done, you would think he's quite narcissistic. Well, he kinda is and carries a lot of traits. He clearly has a exaggerated self-importance, as so many thinks he's bigger than he actually is, and all that arguing in the community that also goes with a self-sense of entitlement and wanting attention from everybody. He clearly wanted to be recognised as a pedo due to his Mum and Vax video and got steaming mad and no one cared. That also goes with exaggerated achievements and talents. This one here definitely explains Craig. Takes advantage of others to get what they want. Remember what they did to AP and taking advantage of her dealing with alcoholism? Manipulated her into releasing those DMs and all the stuff he did with Emmy. And he was definitely envious of others and he wanted to be the likes of TheOracle and more, but lacked the capacity and personality to do so. And the final one, I feel like he did have some feelings of shame and insecurity and more. His whole YouTube career is basically a huge insecurity and realised he sucked harder than a tornado. So my message to Craig from myself, so why are you going around this entire year making it, oh I'm Mr. Big Man, I can take on the whole commentary routine when they basically make you cry and you run off. And they got mad that they look at your video and going out nicking oggy about it. And then encouraging and manipulating AP into releasing tips of the DMs about her. And making it out that he's cheating on his wife and trying to remember he's married, which is a ballsy thing but stupid. Really stupid as he wouldn't do that and ballsy thing to do. And trying to make him creepy. You behind the back the entire time, sexting with a minor. That just makes it the most biggest hypocritical fuck on the planet, mainly on YouTube, that does. Well, Ethan Klein's probably there, but you know, but you're probably second at best. Don't forget, let alone that you're shit at commentary and you didn't bring nothing to it. You literally sexted a minor. You are a big dumb damn talking like that, yeah. But yes, I think you'll be long gone. You'll be long gone, and hopefully you never come back, because you really did nothing, brought nothing to commentary. You just thought, yeah, I'm another hard man, but you know I can't take it. I'm a little scared. So bye bye, Creep Beckett. Bye bye, bitch. So this ends another investigation, and by the way, the other thing, another girl that he had been with who was 15 and he was 25 at the time, and he just getting the DMs, or trying to at least. And probably will be out by the time this is recorded, and putting this up further in advance, but just wait for them, because I don't think the story is over. Because he did mention about the special super thing and how he had women under the influence of drugs which they can't consent, which is technically rape. So this story isn't over. Forget alone like the Twits and the Arabelle stuff. I mean, this is an ongoing story, slightly. This is an ongoing story, but yeah. Another thing, another thing. Don't forget to check out Emmy's channel as well, as he's a small commentator in her own right. He does like baking streams, talking about other topics and stuff like that. Very good, underrated small channel. So you to check it out. I'll leave her channel in the description along with the Google Drive stuff, so you can look at all the evidence of this as yourself. So anyway, time to end this investigation. So if you enjoyed it and want more commentary, don't subscribe from One of the Darkness and smash the like button, boys. Stay spooky. Hey, you want some cool merch? Then head down to my Teespring store where all these designs are made by me, ranging from mugs, hoodies and t-shirts, and even from catchy slogans that I have made myself. Oh yeah, some tasty stuff. Get it all today!